I wrote the song about someone who's very close to me, and she'd gone through some really hard things in her life, and she just wasn't sure if she had the strength to get to the next day, you know, and she was just, just horrible things had happened to her. Her husband left her and just left her and her children, and it was just a really bad time for her. And so that was weighing really heavy on my heart, you know, somebody that I loved so much was going through such a hard time, and she's since doing much better though, so that's good. I mean, it's silver lining. And but at the time, that was really heavy. And then Jake, our guitar player, he called me and he's like, I had this idea just for, like, you know, just something bullets, you know, and that's all he had was the word bullets. I'm like, that could be a cool song called Bullets. I'm down. And then I was driving up I-65, headed up towards Nashville, and I just got this. I hear sounds. I can hear like a whole song building in my head. I just heard this like dun 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 dun. You know, there's just like this big, like deep, dark kind of sound, and just imagined like somebody in my sister-in-law's position where they just didn't have any hope and they were just suffering so much. I could see a person. Those are the kind of people that, and if the times get dark enough, that would kill themselves. You know, so. I just imagined somebody playing Russian roulette, just like didn't care if they lived or died, and started writing that story about that person and those emotions that come along with that. And then at the end, of course, I turn it and put hope in the song, you know. But that was kind of where it started, was in my car. I actually busted out my iPad and I was driving on the interstate, which is not smart, and typing on my iPad. Like, got my finger on the trigger, you know. Like,
I'm sure there's an organization, when they find out that you were doing that, will contact us.
I know, exactly. I'm glad they can't like post-write tickets from hearing about things. Yeah, yeah. There was a State Farm. We did a meet and greet earlier, and this lady who works for State Farm was out there, and I told her that story, and she's like, "Don't tell me that. I work for an insurance company. Don't tell me that." I'm like, I actually had to leave State Farm when I was younger because my rates got so high because I had so many accidents and speeding tickets. Apparently I'm slow to learn lessons. I don't know.
Multitasking behind the wheel.
Exactly, yeah. But I mean, the heart of Take the Bullets Away is found in each individual person's struggle. That's why I didn't want to name it too much. I didn't want to get too specific with what exactly the song was about, because I wanted people to be able to take the meta-narrative of the song and apply it to their own situation. We met a girl with eating disorders that she said that song means a lot to her. We met cutters and addicts and divorcees and stepchildren, and just so many stories about people that have been helped by that song, and that's just incredibly humbling for me as a songwriter and for our band as the artists, you know.
Yeah.
How did Lacey guest sing on it? How did that come about? Do you know her?
Yeah,
Okay.
I know Lacey. She's awesome. We had how long have we known Lacey at that point, Justin?
Gosh, man. For a few months at least, right?
Well, I think we met her on Winter Jam, right?
We did briefly. I don't know if you
Yes,
guys did.
I guess it was. Yeah. So we'd known her for a little while, anyways, and I love Lacey Sturm. Like, I loved everything she did with Flyleaf, and she had just recently quit Flyleaf.
Okay.
I actually did the song by myself. I also did our other song, Zombie. I did that by myself as well, and those songs were done in the studio. And then we're like, man, I wrote Take the Bullets Away about a woman. Why don't we get a chick to sing on it? And then we just all thought, like, Lacey, of course. Like, but then we kind of had a hot flash, like, she's not doing rock anymore. Oh no, you know, like, I wonder if she'll do it. So we contacted her. We're like, we got this track. I'd love to have you come in and sing on it. Would you just consider it? And she's like, sure, send it to me and we'll check it out, and send it to her. And we talked for a long time after she finally called me back. We were kind of crossing our fingers like, I hope she likes it, you know? Yeah, exactly. And she loved it. She absolutely loved it. And so she flew all the way from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to Hollywood, California, where we recorded our album for one day just to record that song. And then she went back home, and it was epic. I mean, it's a day that for me will live in history, that she cared about us that much to come in and spend that time and record that song. I love her voice on it. I tell people that she makes me sound like the woman in the song because her scream is so epic. Just take the bullets away, you know. But it's cool. She actually texted me a few days ago, and she's like, hey, she's like, when are we gonna make a music video, you know? So let's hope that there's a music video in the works soon.
That's great.
We're working on that. Yeah.
Okay, on your album also, Sever. is a very powerful song, and I know that it's about your nephew.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Tyler. You're picking all the hard ones to
I
talk
know,
about
of
today.
course.
She goes right for the heart, don't you? We did. I did. I wrote Sever. Me and my buddy Mark Holman wrote that song together. I had just experienced the passing of my nephew Tyler, Tyler William Cordle, and he was almost 3 years old. He got neuroblastoma cancer when he was just before his first birthday. I always have to check my dates because my sister-in-law, his mama, watches, and I try to get the dates right for her and my brother. But I think right before his first birthday, he was diagnosed with neuroblastoma cancer. Started radiation, chemotherapy, lost all his hair, and just became a fighter. Man, that kid he was awesome. A little redhead, little ginger kid, and fought it, thought we beat it. He thought he beat it, and went into remission, didn't show up anymore, and then it just came back again in full force. And right before his third birthday, it took his life. And so, we were there in the hospital when he passed. My brother held him as he went to the other side, and I wanted to write a song for him, but I didn't want to write a slow, sad song, because that's where I tend to go. I love slow, sad songs, but I was like, I want to write a rockin', just like, song about this, because I asked my sister-in-law about it one day, I didn't ask her about it. I was listening to her have a conversation about Tyler, and she said, people say that Tyler lost his battle with cancer. And she said, I know what they mean by that, But she's like, I don't think that he lost his battle with cancer. I think he won because my son is still alive in a better place and the cancer is dead. So she's like, he won. And that was really inspiring for me to hear a mother who just lost her baby boy say something like that, I don't know if I'd have the courage to say something like that. And so I wanted to write a song that had some strength in it, like she has. And ended up sitting down and wrote Sever. I actually wrote it with Mark Holman, again, the same guy that I sat down and wrote Take the Bullets Away with. Wrote it with him, and that song means so much. We actually did an acoustic version of it, and we just ran up to Love Circle up in Nashville, this killer little park, and recorded it there. And it's on YouTube. Just look up, I think, We As Human Sever Unplugged, I think is what it's called.
I did see that, and it's a powerful song. And
Thank
so the acoustic version is, it is a more upbeat song. It's not as mournful
Right.
a song as some songs about death.
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It's a great song. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, because we don't, me and my band, we honestly don't fear death. And I know as strange as that might sound, I'm not afraid of what comes after this life. A lot of people don't believe anything comes after it, and my band and I are just convinced that the end is the beginning, that this life is not all that we have. And so I was able to write that song with hope, with an expectation of one day seeing Tyler again. I don't think that our time together, or his and his mom's and dad's time together, is over. And so it was from that perspective that we were able to write a song like that, So I think that if all we think is we got this one life and this one shot and then it's all over and all gone, I don't know how you could ever have any hope, So that's how we were able to kind of interject some hope and some strength and hopefully encouragement into that song, for people who have lost someone they love or are going through a hard time.
Okay, tell me about your faith and maybe criticism that you faced being, I think, Christian metal. You're rock, but I think there's a definite metal influence in your singing and stuff. So
Nice. I'm a metal singer.
Metal. Yeah, I guess
metalcore.
metalcore. I don't know. Yeah, I love metal. I grew up with metal. As far as criticism from fans and from people, we really don't get a lot of criticism, which is awesome. We're really outspoken. I think people kind of know what you see is what you get. We don't hide the gospel. We're not afraid to confess what we believe to people, but we're also kind of relatable and personable people. So that helps. I think people are more into sincere, genuine people than people who are kind of like trying to hide what they think and what they believe.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Even if you disagree with them, man, I think that there's people, good Lord, all through metal, there's lyrics that I wouldn't a million years read out loud in front of my kids or in any sort of civil company. You know what I'm saying? It's horrible. Just go look up Cannibal Corpse lyrics or something, But I mean, it's vile. It's vile. But they're a talented band. The guy's got a killer voice, great songwriting. If you're into really heavy metal. So I say that to say that I don't agree with what they're singing about, but I can respect their art. And that's kind of how we approach our songwriting. People may not agree with what we believe about our faith and what we believe about God or Jesus Christ or whatever. But if we're good musicians and we're good artists and good songwriters, then you just like, all right, I may not agree with what they're talking about, but I dig them. They rock, they throw down on stage. And so far, all those other people that don't agree with us, I think that, there's definitely a lot of them out there, haters just on faith in general, but we just don't pay attention to them. I mean, they're there. I mean, we've read the comments from time to time.
There's so many trolls on the internet that, if you want to spend some time reading negative criticism,
yeah,
usually
for
they're
sure.
not too, bold to come say to your face at shows.
Right, exactly. But I mean, we have atheist friends.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
strong atheists, strong friends.
Yeah.
We have married lesbian couples that come to our show, and we love them, and we hug them, and we laugh with them, and we get along with them, and I would eat at their table. I would eat all the food at their table, and then I would get up and look through their refrigerator for what's next, So, I mean, we don't look at anybody else as less than us or anything like that, man. Like, gay, straight, atheist, agnostic, Buddhist, whatever, we love people. We genuinely, try to love people, because that's what the gospel's about. That's what Jesus
It's
did.
disarming. It's disarming for sure when somebody really cares about you. What are you going to do?
For sure, man. Yeah, exactly. They can't throw the hating thing on us because I love those people.
Yeah, if you really want to, but no, for sure.
Yeah, whatever, man. So, anyways, you go deep on your interviews, don't you?
I do. I do.
I want to throw in some jokes, light it up.
What's our favorite movie?
I'm gonna start dancing. I saw Ashley Simpson do that Saturday Night Live dance last night. So.
Oh yeah, that one's
fresh
good.
in my head, yeah.
That's good. That was a good impression.
Was that good? I do a killer Ashley Simpson impression.
Please don't lip sync tonight, though.
Well, no promises. No, I've never done that, luckily.
Okay.
So,
all right,
good.
Yeah. So do you get a lot of kickback from the Christian community at all for, being kind of metal and...
Yeah, sure. I mean, we get kickback from both sides. I mean, there's people say this. They're like, man, I don't go to church because there's a lot of hypocrites there. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm glad that problem's only exclusive to people who go to church, right? There's hypocrites everywhere. Are you kidding me? We're all human. That's what our name is about. We as human. So yeah, we get some kickback from people who are just trying too hard to be liked. I don't know what they're doing with their lives. I don't know who these people are. They have nothing better to do. Just get on the internet and just rant. But yeah, we get kickback, but it doesn't bother us anymore. I mean, it did for a while, but you just kind of learn just to really not pay attention to that, because for every one negative comment we'll get about our faith or our lack of faith or whatever, we'll get 1,000 positive comments, and so we choose to focus on those because there's this great analogy that I heard about holding a glass of it's half full or half empty of water, however you look at it. And but the idea being it doesn't matter how full it is, it depends on how long you hold it. So if you've got a little bit of criticism in a cup, you can look at it and throw it away. But if you sit there and you focus on that, after a while your arm's going to start to burn, at an hour or 2 hours, and it's going to start to hurt and it's going to start to cramp up. So we look at it, we're like, yeah, whatever, moving on, and we hold on to the people who hold on to us. So yeah, it's we don't pay any attention to that. Forget it, screw it. There's no reason to.
Where did you guys grow up at? Where did you? What part
I
of the country?
grew up in the Northwest, so Seattle, Port Angeles, Sequim, Seahawks, yay! Yeah, I love the Seahawks. But yeah, I grew up in the Northwest, cold, rainy Northwest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What kind of music did your parents listen to?
Oh, my parents, classic rock, Jimi Hendrix, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, all that kind of stuff. A lot of everything. A little bit of grunge too.
Yeah.
I'm a grunge child, so.
Yes, of course, yeah. Being from Seattle.
Grunge child.
I didn't take showers, and I like Alice in Chains, so.
And you got
That's awesome. What was the question again?
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in the deep forests of Idaho, North Idaho. Yeah, and everybody's like, oh, potatoes. And I was born in Idaho, raised in Idaho until I left 3 years ago to move to Nashville. I spent a little bit of time in Seattle back in 2006. But I've never seen a potato farm in my whole life. So, but I grew up hunting, fishing. My dad was a logger, hard worker, still is, owns a log mill. And so there wasn't a lot of rock in our family. There wasn't any rock and roll in our family or metal or anything. They'd listen to like Southern gospel kind of music, you know. They'd listen to Southern gospel.
That's where you learn all this fine dancing.
That's right, yeah. So I remember when I turned like 12, my sister had a little Cradle Crayon radio, and I'd turn it on at night and listen to country and listen to rock. And, you know, that was back when you could call a DJ and like request a song.
Yeah.
We'd hear our voice on the radio like whispering to the DJ, I can't play this song. You know, he's like, I can't hear you. Just play some Metallica. Like, you know. So that's what I grew up. And my dad used to listen to like Johnny Cash and Merle Haggard and all that outlaw country kind of stuff, you know. So that's kind of, I grew up listening to Southern gospel, and now I listen to everything. I love it, like everything, Deftones to Muse to Katy Perry, believe it or not. Justin Timberlake's new record, Garth Brooks is my favorite artist of all time, who's going out on tour,
Yes.
which is amazing. I can't wait. I'm going to go see him finally. And, you know, all that stuff. Keith Urban, Brad Paisley, it doesn't matter. I love a well-written song. That's what I'm a fan of.
What kind of bands are you listening to now?
Oh my goodness! I was really excited this morning when I woke up because the new Big Wreck album came out. I don't know if you're familiar
I'm
with
not
them.
familiar
Ian
with that.
Thornley, Big Wreck, love him. One of my favorite songwriters, guitar players of all time. Up from Canada. They were big in the kind of like '90s era, but he transcended, did some stuff. I love that guy. I like gent type stuff, Periphery, a band called Intervals. So I kind of dabble in a little bit of that stuff too, but mostly like rock centric stuff.
Okay, tell me your social media links. Tell me the actual, what they are.
Oh, what is it? Facebook/weashuman.com,
Yeah.
and then Twitter.
Twitter/WeAsHuman, Instagram/WeAsHuman official.
Official.
I think that's the only one that's not just We As Human. It's We As Human official on Instagram. Some clown, I should be nice. He's probably gonna watch
Some
this.
clown out
Some
there.
clown, some dude has We As Human. He's not giving it up. So, but whatever.
You contacted him, he's not giving it up?
Yeah. Well, somebody did,
can
and they've tried a few
DM
times,
him
but
yeah.
they did. They did
Oh.
everything. Yeah. So I mean, short of sending somebody over to his house.
We'll find out where he lives.
That's right. Yeah.
We're very exciting on social media. We do everything from like photoshopping accidents that didn't happen and causing a massive
I know, dude, yeah.
pandemonia online to
Yeah.
you know, catching behind the scenes stuff like that. So
Yeah.
we keep it fun, interesting, interactive.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got
So
some
it's
new content coming out soon. We're gonna do some acoustic, another acoustic video, maybe 2, and then got some lyric videos coming out, and all sorts of stuff. Tour videos. We've been shooting tour videos on this one.
Okay, now I've also heard that you're doing some shows where you're going to be the headliners on this tour. Okay.
Crazy, right? So
Yeah.
for all you fans that have come and seen us in the last couple of years, and like you're tired of our 15 and 20-minute sets that we've been doing, yeah, we have a lot of headlining shows coming up. We've been asked more and more to do that. So I mean, we're even talking about now a headlining tour that hopefully won't be too far off, and then maybe jumping over to Europe. And so we got a lot going on, yeah. But we're
So
excited
those
about the
dates
headlining
can
show.
be found on your website.
Yeah,
and
our
Facebook.
website, Facebook, Twitter, everything. We usually try to keep everything. You know, they can track us on the Bands in Town app. That's another good way to do it. But yeah, it's just like all the regular outlets. Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll see you next.